Victoria.
Hello, Sabrina.
And hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Eventprofs Together at Home. I'm Sabrina Myers from Hot Hospitality Exchange, and today on the show we have the lovely Victoria. Now, Victoria and myself have never actually met, but I actually came across Victoria and her content really online. She's participated in a couple of Twitter chats online that I usually tend to take part in, and aside from that, she works or focuses very specifically on a particular theme or topic, which she will tell you about very shortly, which I find super interesting, and I think it really is going to be something that we're all going to start really focusing a lot on going forward in the future of events. So I'm very excited she's joined me here today, and I'm going to hand it over to Victoria, and she's going to tell us a little bit about who she is, what she does, where she is based, and yeah, over to you, Victoria.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here and share about event psychology in particular. I'm based in Seattle in the US, and I'm co-founder of Matey Events, which is a business events consultancy. And it started actually, oh my gosh, it's 5 years anniversary this year. So it's been 5 years, and it started as an educational blog. But then it evolved into consulting. So, and what I do, I help event organizers when they have event, when they do design events, and they do the strategy of events. I help them with different methods and different techniques, and provide education about different approaches to designing events, including event psychology approach, which is my main focus over recent maybe 2-3 years. Yeah. Because I believe events have a lot in common with psychology field, because events are all about people. Yeah. And so we can use those insights from psychology and behavioral science and different other sciences like sociology or cognitive linguistics or cognitive psychology. We can use those insights to the benefit of event planners when they organize events. And so this is what I focus on mostly now, because I think this is gonna be something that revolutionize the industry. This is gonna be the big next thing in events, and I would like more event professionals to know about how to do that right, how to apply those scientific findings to events.
It's essentially applying the theories of behavioral psychology to the design and execution of events.
Exactly.
And study of people and their behaviors and triggers, and how to make sure you get the maximum from the experience that you're planning from the people that are attending, given that there are different personalities and that sort of thing. Right. So super interesting. I can definitely tell all of you, please go visit Victoria's website. Have some amazing blogs on there on the topic, and each and every one of it is super insightful and really interesting. Victoria, you are in somewhat of a lockdown in Seattle, and you're working from home, I assume. Do you normally work from home, or is it sort of a situation?
No, that's the typical thing for me, because I've been working from home for a long time already, and going on lockdown, it's actually lifted already in our area. So, but going into lockdown was not something unusual, because nothing changed for me really. Yeah. I just have been keeping working from home as usual.
And do you have a sort of set area, like a desk or an office that you work from, or do you kind of float around
No, I prefer, I've got a dedicated space and I prefer that because I have a kid at home as well. And one reason and another reason is that it's just easier to concentrate and for me to
Mhm.
concentrate and be able to, just sit somewhere at a dedicated space and be, um, thoughtful about what I do and focus really on my work. Because, when you work from home,
Yeah,
you can't really go somewhere. There is not no that switch between work and home
yeah,
when you work from home, right? And then when
exactly.
you have some dedicated space, you kind of invent that switch yourself because you just go from one place to another,
Yeah,
and then you call it, like
office.
I'm going from home to work and back.
So, what would you say are your three daily essentials?
I think I may have just two. What I need an essential daily would be my walk.
Yeah,
Because I really prefer to go outside and even for a short time, like I don't know, half an hour would be enough.
yeah.
But it just gives me more energy and it gives my head some, rest because I can totally um, unwind and just forget everything that I've done and just relax.
Absolutely.
And being outside and seeing nature, because I live in Washington State and it's a greenery all around,
Yeah.
so it's really nice to have some walks on a daily basis. So that's one thing. And another one is tea, because, I prefer tea over coffee,
Mhm.
and that's what I start my day with.
Perfect. Excellent.
Yeah.
Good essentials. Absolutely. And have you come to any new realizations over the last few months in this lockdown or situation that we've all kind of gone through?
I realized that the discipline matters more than I used to think
Hmm.
because and it's hard, again, even for me, there was no big change in terms of that I still work from home like I did before the lockdown. But because the family routine changed, obviously you need to be more aware about those changes, and you need to be more disciplined about your time management, things, and about how you actually plan your day.
Obviously, you like to go for your walk every day. What are you doing additionally from a wellness perspective, sort of both mentally and physically?
Mhm. Mhm. Um, I wish I take some sport, but just never worked for me.
Yeah.
It's it's something on my bucket list probably. So I wish I could say I do some sports, but no. And what I do is I drink more water. I like I aim to do that, and I aim to make it a habit. Another thing is that I started using a couple of apps
Okay.
that I found really helpful in terms of, again, time management skills or concentration or relaxation. So I downloaded apps like
Hmm.
Calm and Fabulous. And that one I didn't know. I mean, I heard about Calm and another one which is pretty popular,
Yeah.
but Headspace. The other one is
Okay.
Headspace. So I tried both, and I preferred Calm. Um, but this Fabulous app, it actually uses a lot of behavioral science,
Oh,
and you can notice that from the very beginning. So I was fascinated to see how it actually, works, and how it helps create your own
yeah.
um, uh, healthy habits. So it actually nudges you into some specific direction,
Okay.
whether it comes to drinking water or doing some meditation or following some other routines that are useful and healthy.
Fantastic.
And the third app I like, it's more for concentration when you work.
Yeah.
It's called Forest. and forest, yeah. And what I liked about it is that you actually plant a tree in the app. It's also about some behavioral science and psychology. So if when you need to concentrate on something, you turn on this app and you start planting a tree inside that app.
Okay.
And if you get distracted, the plant is killed, gets killed. And then, so you don't want it to be killed, right? So you kind of so you keep your work, you keep being concentrating until the time is up.
Yeah.
But the best bit about that app is that you actually help plant the real tree by doing
wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah. So when I heard about it, I was like, I'm trying this out, and it worked for me. I'm pretty sure that the combination of those different factors, that it focuses, and then you have something to care about, and then you actually help the real nature by doing all these kind of things. So the combination of all those factors make it sound and actually be so nice.
Is there anything else that you would recommend that you've been watching or reading or seeing? Is there that someone or something or something you've been following maybe that's been bringing you some positivity and entertainment in this time?
Right. When I need to relax, I always rewatch my favorite TV series, Friends, because I just consider it the best because it gives you so much fun and energy and relax at the same time. So you just, whatever your issue is at the moment, Friends is the answer.
I love that. I love Friends as well. I think it's an evergreen show.
I try to read more, like on a regular basis, because previously it was more chaotic way, just when I have time and, when I have an opportunity, I would read. But now I prefer to make it a habit. So I prefer to read like at least 15 minutes, just, in the evening, for example. So just it becomes more like a habitual activity rather than something that pops up now and then. And then, so I read a lot about psychology at the moment. It just, I have been interested in psychology for many, many years, since university, probably my first university back many years ago. But since I started working on event psychology and translating those findings, scientific findings, I became interested more more about some deeper things that scientists and researchers talk about. And there are so many books right now that explain in simple terms and in simple concepts how it all works and how actually it can be applied to real life, to practices in different industries. And so that's just fascinates me so much. And I read recently a book by Richard Chatway, a British author, and the book is called Behavior Business. I would really recommend it to everyone who is interested into marketing and events and behavioral science at the same time. And I'm now reading a book by Rory Sutherland, Alchemy, and that's that's Rory Sutherland. It's a figure. So, I have a couple of others, and I'm actually planning to write a blog about the books that I would recommend to read. And even though they ask, they mostly focus on those scientific sides of the things, there are still so many gems in the books that you can take and apply to your practice, that really, even if you are not into psychology specifically or into behavioral science, now those books are all about practical applications. So definitely a lot to learn from. I'm actually, my book is coming out. My own first book is coming out this month, but it's gonna be in Russian.
Okay.
So I decided to do that way first in Russian, and then the English version will follow. So it's about strategic event management. So it's actually coming out very soon, and
Congratulations, that's
thank
fantastic.
you.
So for
I think
all Russian viewers or anyone that speaks Russian,
yeah.
something to look forward to if you are interested in this specific topic and strategic event management and event psychology. So that's brilliant.
Oh yeah, there will be a chapter about event psychology in that book. So I would definitely love my Russian fellow event professionals to know more about event psychology. So, and there is nothing, about event psychology in Russian. So I hope that would be a good start for them to learn about the subject.
So so I know you mentioned, and you did say that, we are surrounded by a lot of tech at the moment. It is a tech overload. We are pretty much using online channels day in, day out to communicate, to interact, to learn everything. So are you practicing any kind of digital detox?
No, I'm guilty on that one. I would really like to do that, and I think it's a useful and healthy habit. But again, it comes down to discipline. Probably you need to sort of find the strength to do that and just put that away and put that thing away and just try to do something else. But it's hard, and we are addicted, obviously. I mean, I can tell for myself. You can justify that. You can say that it's required for work, for example. Most of the time, for me, like if phone, for example, smartphone is something that is required for my work. But then, of course, it's just a justification, and there is nothing that an individual can do.
Something positive now about future. So obviously everything is starting to open up again. Life is, well, I guess, starting to come back to a new normal. Once everything fully opens again, where is the first place that you want to go that you haven't been able to?
I think I would go for a big trip around the state, because it's again, we both, myself and my family members, we love nature a lot, and we love to go to mountains and these kind of things. So we would just go there for a long trip,
And
just
if you want to, if we can get back on a plane again and you
oh yeah.
Where do you want to go?
I would go Europe, like Italy or Switzerland. It's but I love traveling a lot, and there is definitely a lot to explore within the United States. There are options. We've got them, even if there is a reduced traveling for different reasons. Then there are places that you can go still and explore and just have something different.
So my last question, Victoria, is any words of advice for us event profs that are in this situation altogether?
Right. Well, I would say again, from psychological point of view, I love one little trick that I think would be good for everyone to practice, specifically at these times. Like, there is so much going on, and there is a lot of stress and anxiety, even that kind of anxiety that people just do not realize they're having. So I think that little trick will bring a lot of benefits. So I've heard about it some time ago. It's not that I invented it myself, but I think it's brilliant. So we usually worry about things constantly, so it's on our mind every single minute, every single moment. And that actually takes a lot of our energy and resources, cognitive resources that we actually need for other things to do. Um, I'm sorry, for other things. And um, to eliminate that worry, the constant worry,
Yeah.
set up specific time during which you are worrying. So you sort of say, okay, my worry time is from 5 p.m. to 5:30 p.m.
Okay.
And then for the rest of the time, I don't worry about anything. So when you set up specific time for worries, you
Yeah.
just do that during this designated time,
Yeah.
and sort of you set up your mind in a way that you don't need to worry for the whole day. You just
Okay.
have a specific time for those
Yeah.
things, right? So just schedule the worry time.
That,
And
I've never heard that, but that, you know what? That could be very, very interesting and effective, maybe.
it is, I tried that, and it's brilliant because you really sort of free up your mind, because you schedule your worry time and it's coming, so you know that you have time to worry. you you sort of set it
Think about it
aside.
now at 6 o'clock. I'll worry about it.
Exactly. I mean, it sounds so funny, but it works. And I think, especially, when now we have so many worries, it
Yeah.
would be good to have such a habit for many of us.
Well, that is fantastic advice, Victoria. And thank you so, so much for being my guest on today's chat and for being part of Eventprofs Together at Home. Thank you, everyone, for watching my chat with Victoria. And there is plenty more Eventprofs Together at Home to come. So stay positive, plan your worry time. It sounds very, very interesting. I will definitely start. And stay tuned for the next one. Thank you again. Bye.
Thank you.